Yeah, so this is going on a bit before the uh the great festival and everything. Ooh, that everyone has been preparing for. Um, by the way,
Right, I made a pumpkin for that, didn't I?
yeah, you did. You did. You made a giant pumpkin. Yeah,
My crowning jewel.
you made a giant pumpkin. It was great. And by the way, so just to catch you up on things that happened, uh, even though you're not gonna be aware of it because it's in the past. Oh, whoa, incredible, boggled my mind.
I
Uh,
mean, we could just not cover it, and then I just go in blind, and then I'll be fully immersed in this,
true.
which I am totally fine with because I have done that before, and I love it because people are like, "I remember that." I'm like, "No, not at all."
Yeah, I'll catch you up later after session, basically.
Okay,
Yeah, so let's start. Are you ready, Nibble? Neb. Neb, are
yep,
you ready?
double double.
Yes.
Thank you. In this case, then, I'm gonna loop that. The music for the exams.
Oh,
Alright.
right,
Because
that's a
remember, yeah, you had your Inkomancy exam. Because the day of the exam has come. Let me just put my pop filter right in front of my mic. So, yeah, the day of the exam has come. You've been studying rigorously the past few days, eager to get a better grade than you did last time. You went from buildings to buildings, studying from the book gardens of the Biblioplex to the Fire Jolt Cafe, where you drank coffee after coffee, to the horror of the second year waitress. You even skipped on your club activities just to be extra ready. And you are, contrary to the other students who you can see, attempt to study last second, desperately holding a notebook in one hand, reading a floating book, and drinking from a cup of endless coffee. You don't recognize anyone there. It would seem that your group is somewhat amidst the intimidating crowd. But you do spot, however, a kobold there. Al is very nervous about this, even if he's quite sure he studied enough. He'll so he thinks he'll be able to pass the exam, but he's kind of like looking through his notes and just kind of, shaking a little bit.
I'm gonna go over to Al, and like I have dark circles underneath my eyes, and I just basically put a hand on his shoulder and give him a thumbs up, and then like kind of teeter from side to side a little bit myself, and then like I go, "You got this," kind of deal.
Oh, he seems a bit surprised. Oh, thanks, Beck. Oh, I don't mean to be rude, but you look, you look terrible.
Beck just pulls out like a small little mirror, and then just cast prestidigitation on themselves to make them look a lot better.
Well, uh, that's convenient. Uh, well, I'm sure you're gonna do great. I mean, are you sure you're gonna be all right though? Did you sleep last night?
Beck starts writing. Of course, and he just like the pen stroke just slides off of the page,
Oh my god. He
and,
tries to.
then she like wakes up again. And she's like, "Ugh."
I are you sure you would not prefer me to ask one of the teachers to, maybe do it on for you another day? Because I mean, I could get you maybe a coffee if you want. We might have some time before.
You watch as like Beck just like holds up a hand, reaches into the bag, pulls out a blue minotaur, pops pops the thing, and just starts chugging it, just and then like crushes the can, and then puts it back into their bag.
Oh my god. And that's kinda Al's reaction because that's probably one of the first time like he has seen like Baek on this level of exhaustion and preparing for an exam, he's just wow. And in a way, it's kind of inspiring to him, you know? This level of dedication. It's really inspiring in a way,
I guess I'm a bard now. Inspiration. No.
Yeah, you guys just you know he he's about to go maybe to go get some coffee because he sees that that could always be useful when you have Nils, the very tired Inkomancy professor, just get out. He looks as tired as you are. He looks so fucking tired right now.
Is it
Okay.
me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. No.
Yeah, he's kind of like massaging his temples and just All right, everyone in. All right, just go and take your place. So, you guys enter the room. Everyone is taking their place. You actually notice Enterus falling, falling like on all of the desk and ending her shoot on a blue tiefling randomly as she tries to, apologize profusely, and Grace comes to her aid. In the in
Huh.
the in the background, you hear a couple people, laughing. You know, mostly your nemesis Harold. And of course, the mean girls. They're just laughing quite maniacally at this display, which means that they probably had something to do with it.
Beck is just gonna give them kind of like an icy stare, but is too tired to really think of what to do in this situation.
Yeah.
But they will remember this.
little,
Yes.
notification,
Yes,
Beck will
yes,
remember this.
yeah, that's why I went Dean.
Nice. Oh my god, beautiful. Uh, and in any case, yeah, you guys sit down. Al is not too far away, enough to, kind of say a little. Gosh, they're really terrible. Why do the professor say nothing?
Beck, Beck kind of starts writing something, but the quill just snaps in their hand, and they're like, and then they put it away and pull out a new one that they have prepared. But they can't think of anything nice to say, so they're just staring at the sheet of paper, and they're just like, and then they just don't write anything. But they are tapping. They were tapping the sheet of paper, and there's splotches of ink here and there.
Yeah, Al is just kind of confused, but he doesn't really have time for that because Nels just kind of snaps his fingers, the clock appears on the blackboard, and a sheet of paper appears before you, and the exam has begun officially. So, from what you can see, this exam is about runes and Inkomancy in general. And this is probably going to be one of the last exam I'm gonna do that is going to be, a pure, just dice roll kind of thing. After that, we're gonna have a bit more, practical exams.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning labs mostly, actually going on adventures, kind of like side
Okay,
quests.
I thought I had to actually memorize stuff, but I was like, no, I thought I got away from school. I don't want I don't want to do schoolwork in my free time. I'm pretending to go through school. No.
Yeah. In any case, yeah, the first part is mostly going to be about drawing certain runes and how you remember them, which means that it's going to be a sleight of hand check. If you remember correctly, I'm pretty sure you have 3d6 to use.
Yeah, 3d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
Come on, be good, be good.
That's
10.
Oh no. The DC was a 12.
Uh,
Oh no.
I tried to get more modifiers, but no. Okay.
Alright, unfortunately, you are not able to remember quite well, or most likely you remember them, but you probably studied way too many of them, even some that were not in the curriculum. And because of that, your brain is kind of jumbled up and you're confusing two that look
Wait.
almost identical. And you just
I'm
do
using like a thing, advanced calculus within algebra class.
exactly. That's exactly what you're doing. And because of that, like, I mean, you're literally using it's you just had adding a little tiny bit, like a little line, but this line makes the entire difference. Yeah. The second part also the second part is kind of an essay on, Inkomancy in general and the uses of runes and such. And it's gonna be a deception check on this one. Because we
Right.
all know that when we're writing essays, we're actually just, trying to make pretty words to say that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And we're just, rambling again and again.
So do I use my? Oh, that's only for like skills I've acquired through the classes and clubs.
What do you mean?
When you say like deception,
Yeah, deception.
okay. So do I use my deception modifier or?
Yeah, you use your modifier, yes.
Oh wait, I do.
Did you not use it?
No. In that case, I have 15 for the last one.
Well, there you go, man. I thought you were using your
No! I'm tired. Actually, wait, no, that's a total of 18.
modifier. Well, never mind then. You
That's a total of 18. Whoops.
whoopsie. Well, then I'm gonna change my description by telling you that actually you did add, all of those little details, but you added them with the right, name on top and everything, and you have basically like 3 whole pages of like different runes and their different faculties, like all listed.
Nice.
It's just so neat, man.
Alright.
All right, for deception.
That's the first one. Okay. Deception?
Deception.
Oh boy. Ooh. Ooh. And this is including the +3 modifier, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Okay, okay. +3, -1. 14 total.
And that passes. You remember quite well everything that was going on inside of the class, even though, the main thing that you remember from that class was mostly, the ink just, exploding and everyone being covered in ink, and you making a really good profit out of it. But you also remember, all of those long talks that Nils was talking about and everything about how Inkomancy is very important, like good Inkomancers, and how runes can be used in like everyday life for a lot of different uses, especially for poets. And like, you have you remember really well of that to the point where you don't even need to bullshit that much when you're writing it. It's quite impressive, and when you finally turn out the paper with great pride, you see that you have aced it.
Haze?
You have aced it. It's perfect.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of have an angina right now, so
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm also really
yeah.
tired, so that.
I feel you. I have been up for almost 24 hours, so I feel you.
I have to wake up 4 a.m. in order to get to work on time because I have to travel an hour. And it takes me a while to wake up, so it's just
I feel you, don't worry.
wearing me out.
I feel you. So because of all that, you can add to yourself a, 2 student dice. So one student died in deception and one student died in sleight of hand.
Okay. I am.
Reminder that student dies stay with you until you change your school year.
Okay.
Because we all know that whenever we, go to a new school year, we forget every single knowledge we acquired like last school year. It's very realistic.
Sorry, what was the student die again?
So it's a 1d4 for deception and sleight of hand. You can use it whenever you want, once per short rest.
Deception. And sleight of hand.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. With my +5 and sleight of hand and then plus a D4 on top of that. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. Okay.
Alright.
Ellie, oh my goodness, cat.
Cat.
It's like really pestering right now. I get it. I've been gone for a while. I don't usually act like this. Okay. So what happens after the exam?
Well, right now, so the exam has been done. You hear some gloating in the background, mostly from the mean girls who apparently could have absolutely aced it, but you don't really care about that because, she's kind of like insignificant for you. Like,
All I see is mice, and I'm and I'm the hunter.
let's go. Meanwhile, Al is seems to be very happy. He seems to hold up his paper to show it to you, and it's like, he also aced it. He's very happy to show you how good it was. And he looks kind of over your shoulder to look at your paper, and like the moment
I use prestidigitation. Actually, I don't know if this will work. Okay, I can make a small marker symbol appear on an object. I'm just gonna make it look like that I got an average score.
well, might I ask why?
I don't know. It just felt like it, but no, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, it's
I
okay.
don't-
I can do that.
Tired brain, tired logic. Things just
Okay.
don't make sense.
All right, you do use
No,
prestidigitation.
I'm taking that away. No.
Okay.
I let Alan look at. I'm like giving Alan like a big like. I'm just like patting his back and just showing that I'm proud of him.
Ah. Yeah, Ali is happy. He's really happy that you two were able to do it. You know. I think you said the word Alan.
I meant to say Al.
Yeah, it's Al. Yeah, because Alan failed.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he failed. Or
Someone get this guy the luck feature.
I know. Like, man, poor guy. But don't worry. Like, I think the players are the PCs are currently working with him to actually maybe pass his exam. Like, man, he deserves it. Anyway,
Just like find the wishing star and be like, I wish that Al will actually go graduate from school.
honestly, it would be already so cool if he would just pass to year 2. I feel like he would just stay there for 20 years or something and be like, I'm so happy to be in a new college, bro. Imagine the possibilities. And if I want to, each and every second year, I can just go and change college. Imagine the possibility.
He's like he's not like he's a master of none, but he's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
He knows like all the curriculums and he knows what different things are. Okay, I'm
Every
finding
time
a
he
wish
changes
spell.
college, like every single year he goes to a different college and everything, you know? Like he has so many uniforms on him. It's crazy.
Like everyone would know who he is, and like if anyone needed like questions about something, as long as it's within second year, he's like the guy you would go to. He's like the walking encyclopedia of the school.
Technically, he already is. It's gonna the thing. Like, if you want to know a place, the guy already knows everything about it. It's really something. He's a guy, all right. Like, I'm not gonna reveal anything because it's in the future, technically. But man, he does know a lot. So like, if you ever have questions about anything, even shady shit going on in school, he will have probably some answers.
Oh, good to
Anyway,
know.
yeah. Anywho, yeah. Al is after seeing your score and everything, it, like kind of pumps up the air, but like kind of shyly, and says, "Hey, so that's so great. I was thinking, um, I know a pretty nice place like on the Witherbloom campus. It's like kind of in the swamps and everything. Uh, I just think of a great place where we could probably like eat something before you go back home to go sleep a bit. Do you want to come?"
Beck nods enthusiastically and also a little bit tiredly as the blue Minotaur energy drink that doesn't give you wings. Like that's the Logan. We don't give wings.
Oh no.
Is like slowly wearing down, but she's like still awake.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop the music because now it's time to change music. Let's go. As you two are walking towards the rest, you're walking towards Witherbloom. At some point, you do stop to go take the bus because it's way easier, to take the bus. Yeah, you guys go through, so the whole thing with taking the bus. It's a bit of a small contraption. It's not exactly the idea of tramways we have, these days. It's more something with like one of those guides that the entirety of Strixhaven has. It's a small construct, small constructs, creatures that um, are made out of something similar to like plate gold, kinda, that just kind of walk and are like kind of walk around feebly, and are probably made by some of the artificers that are on campus, and they like to kind of well, guide other students, like mostly the new ones around town, and they can like help transport very easily everyone from one place to uh in any case, you guys go to Sedgemoor, which is a place inside of the swamps of Witherbloom. And honestly, it is quite nice, especially for you, Baek, who is like very close to nature. Of course, there are a ton of different types of trees there. The air is pretty, well, how to say that? A bit moist, if we could say that like that. It
Like
just
what is it called?
like it. The scent
Humil,
is
humid,
the scent is
humidity,
yeah,
like high
humidity, yes.
humidity.
And
Dense.
the scent is very similar to the smell of petrichor, you know, like this, this like the smell of the earth after rain has passed,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just perfect, even though you don't really think that it has rained lately. And there are a lot of like lily pads and everything, some frogs, just going around. They're brightly colored.
Beck every once in a while will start wandering off to like kind of look around from from Al. Al will be like, and over here is Beck. No, Beck is just like getting ready to like touch a plant.
Yeah. Hey,
They're like a kid
over-
in a toy shop.
yeah. Hey, over here. He says like around, like he's just under like a tree. That is like how do we say that in English? It is a tree that has very long branches that are kind of thin, and all are angled towards the ground.
Oh,
Kind of.
weeping willow.
Yes, yes, yes. Unfortunately, I do not know many tree names in English.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. And honestly, like it changes depending on wherever you go.
Yeah, we call. Wait, I mean that's also the name in French, but like like we call them saule pleureur.
Well, like in some parts, it's called the hanging tree.
Huh. That's interesting.
No, because it has very dark ties to our dark history, and
Ah,
yeah,
I mean it's still interesting, but still, but
yeah,
kind of
yeah. I completely understand. Because when I heard that, I was like, oh, cool. Did not wanted to know that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you're under the very much non you know uh the kind of thing that will not get you cancelled on Twitter tree, and so yeah, you're under this whipping willow. There is a bit of a blankie that he brought there, with like with some kind of meal there that he probably prepared at home and everything, and he just kind of sits there like all content of himself, inviting you to join.
But like lays down and then realizing that the blanket is a little bit too short, because sits back up.
So, how have you been enjoying college this far?
She kind of looks off in the distance for a moment to kind of like recollect for a moment, and then taking out a piece of paper, starts writing. She goes, "It's very different from what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Also, people here are very, very strange and weird."
Well, I guess it's something you can expect with these kind of many, different students and everything from different planes. But I'll be honest, I was also expecting people who, I don't know, were, well, a bit more seeking education. Like, I did see a lot of people were not at all studying or anything like that. That was really weird.
That kind of thinks about it than Ryan, so I guess everyone's seeking for different things.
I suppose, but Strixhaven is not really something that is really gifted. From what I heard, apparently it is a bit of a privilege to have access to magic. We're actually very lucky to be able to be here, as Strixhaven is a bit of a gateway for people to have access to said magic and rise in social rank. So, really, some people are a bit ungrateful towards people who actually gave them the chance to be here. At least we're trying our best here.
But kind of nods in agreement, snacking on the cheese that was brought over.
Snack. Yeah, and well, at least the exams are not too difficult for us. And also, my powers have been quite in check lately. I mean, I almost had a small crisis the other day, but I got better.
It's at that point, Beck suddenly goes, "Oh yeah," and then like kind of like moment, and that goes through their little satchel that they have, and then they pull out what looks like to be kind of like a medical bundle of herbs. And then she like hands it to Al and then starts writing, and it says like, supposedly this tea blend is supposed to help with the wild magic.
Oh,
I don't know how, but who knows if it works or not.
well, it would be better than nothing. Thanks. And he takes a bit and has, some hot water that he brought over for like some other tea that he would be serving and everything, and decides to have a bit of an infusion like right there because, heck yeah, it's very important.
So you get a sip, it's like very bitter.
I'm gonna roll
and
for
then,
taste.
and then Beck then was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the sugar."
Time to roll d20. 19. He's into it.
Yes, the bitters.
Yeah, it actually thinks that it tastes really, really good, and actually drinks it like takes greedy gulps, and just almost fills up his cup like right away after that. It's really good. Where did you even get that? It's so good.
She then writes down like, "Oh, it's kind of dorm made. I grew the plants at my apartment
That's so
or
nice.
dorm.
You'll really have to show me. I heard that your roommate was like, I think an alchemist or something.
And Beck nods, and then she writes down, "Yeah, he helped with the tea blend.
Ah, it's great.
Although I still think it's too bitter."
Well, personally, I think that the bitterness really adds to the whole taste. But in the end, as long as it does its job, it's great. And he takes some more gulps of it because man, it's so good.
Wait, how tall is Al?
I'm pretty sure he's really small, like a bit smaller.
Yeah, I think like, aren't they like 2 foot, 3 foot kind of deal?
Something like that. Basically, interest size.
Because I just thought of like a kobold side towel, and then Beck just only having like their bottom just sitting on it, and then everything else is just hanging over.
Man. Ow. So small.
Small.
Small man. Yeah, and yeah, after that you guys kind of like bond over like the different plants that are over here and everything, and just pointing at certain, to like maybe have a bit of an understanding of what's around this part, because the swamps of Sedgemoors are really well known for all of its wildlife and, well, floral life. It's a lot of really good plants for, be able to heal others, but also really good poisons. So it's a bit of a mixed bag where you really need to know your craft. Thankfully, if a student is wrong in their assertion, you always have like 1 or 2 professors that are always here to like, heal students. Um at some point he does mention something about his job. Like, he just kind of looks in the distance kind of, and he just points towards it and is like, yeah, did I mention I got a new job at the labs as an assistant? One of my friend is there, and he knows quite a lot. He actually is one of them that helped me with controlling a bit more my powers and everything. He's great. He's really nice. Well, he looks a bit intimidating, and I was a bit scared at first. Especially since when he was, when I started having him as my dorm, as my dorm mate. But like, after getting to know him and everything, he really helped me out.
Beck kind of nods and then just realizes, wait, I need to get a job as well. And it kind of like looks at the amount of money that they have, which is, I don't think it's that bad because they were able to make a business, but yeah. Okay.
Bake,
that was
self-employed.
great.
Bake is our own boss.
I run my own business.
Oh no, Bake is gonna start an MLM. I'm just saying that's a true idea.
I might consider it, but I think Beck wants to learn from like professionals first, and then once she has stolen their ideas, go on her own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, you know how much it costs just to set up a store? Man, that's going to be so much money.
I know. Maybe you should join the future entrepreneurs of Strixhaven.
It's just a mute trying to sell stuff. Oh, it would never work. 1 month later, why is she the kingpin of this place? Rules by muteness.
It's so dumb. I love it so much. Oh my god.
I actually now am thinking about it. But no, I already have some ideas and I'm going to try to stick to them for once.
Hell yeah.
Oh, oh,
Oh ho ho. Yeah, as you're thinking about all of those plans, you know, to overtake the market and overflood it with your image and everything, you do feel like you're being a bit observed.
Beck, Beck is just going to be like, "Don't look now. I think we're being looked," and then immediately tries to look for who's staring at them.
What are you looking at? And do me a perception check.
I already did, and it's
Okay.
a natural 20, and I'm not even lying. Did you hear me say I try, and then like I stopped because that's when I rolled it, and I got a natural 20, and then I didn't know how to reward it, so I just kept it.
All right. Yeah, you basically look over and you see the source of, well, you know, all of this. It's a man. He's tall and thin, skeletal almost. He's pretty far away, actually, considering. He's dressed with a white apron covered in black stuff, with black hair covering half of his face, and a black scarf covering his mouth.
Serious?
He
Is
seems
that you?
he he seems rather threatening. But when Al notices that you're looking, you know, in the direction and actually tries to focus, you know, he kind of puts his hand, you know, over uh, you know, uh, over his eyes, but like, you know, on top of it, as if he's shielding his eyes from the sun to like look closer. He's squinting his eyes, finally sees him, and then just greets the very conspicuous man as if he's an old friend, screaming like, "Hey, Lucius! Come over here! You need to be hiding like that."
Lucius.
Yeah. When he
What does that reminds me of?
who knows? Lucius,
Oh, Luscious.
Lucius. I never know how to pronounce that name, even though I have a friend who actually has for username Lucius. So yeah, he actually gets a bit closer. You know, he walks a bit closer, but he seems very aloof and pretty intimidating. He's actually like he's a bit smaller than you are, because I mean you're literally 7 foot. Like, you're so freaking tall. But
Yeah, like, I'm not even worried. Since Al knows him and I'm like twice his size, I can take him on if anything goes down.
you
But no,
really can.
And also Beck is just really curious about the relationship between Al and this stranger. I was gonna say something else, but maybe not.
Yeah, when once Lucius actually is like way closer, he's just standing up. He's just standing straight. You just see him like just there with this freaking like, kind of like a white apron with all the white kind of like stuff on it and everything, and he's just standing just still, kinda. Meanwhile, Al gets up very excitedly and is like, "Okay, okay, uh, so this is my best friend Baek, and this is Lucius. He's well. At first, we kind of like started. We met like at the laboratories, when I joined there, and since we kind of both exerted the same job and everything, well, he's gonna help me get in the loop and everything. And after that, we just basically he's been, he's the one that has been helping me with my powers and everything. So we decided to maybe like get into the same dorms and everything, so he could like, help me master them a bit more and everything. And just he's been really nice.
Al,
So
quick
yeah,
question. Did
yes.
you create this character?
Uh, me? What?
Yes. Did you
Uh,
create this character,
yes,
Lucius?
yes.
Is this a reference to Bloodstain?
No.
Darn.
I mean,
I thought I was
I
onto
mean,
something.
technically, I did kind of create a character, but not really because I took it from one of the servers on which I made for like Strixhaven.
Okay. If you ever do read Bloodstain on webtoons, you'll see why I thought of that for a second.
Okay,
Because it fits this character so well.
that's a possibility, man.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Lucius just doesn't speak much. He just says a very cordial, "Nice to meet you," and that's it. That's kind of all really he says. But he honestly seems to also be quite, silent in general, and to just be a bit, you wouldn't call him shy, but like, yeah, a bit aloof. Yeah, he's aloof.
Or
And
reserved?
yeah, reserved. That would be a word. Yeah, that would be a word for it. I would say yeah, you guys make a very awkward, like, you guys all make an awkward pair, like, where it's just,
The awkward trio. Let's
it's the
go.
awkward trio here.
The introvert trio.
Yeah.
Beck just kind of just pulls out their side. That's very old and worn out by at this point. That just
Yeah.
says hi. I'm back.
He nods. He nods. And he kind of also just in direction of Al, he just makes a bit of a gesture towards behind him. Al just kind of seems to acknowledge it and be like, "Oh, oh, right now? Do we really have to go?" And the guy just kind of nods again. Ah, well, I'm very sorry, Bake. I really gotta go now. We still have a bit of work to do and everything, and I promised I would help after the exam, but well, I hope it was great here, and if you want to stay around here, there's no like problem or anything. Uh, hey, if you ever want to like, come help at the lab or something, don't hesitate to do so, okay? I'm sure you'll be okay, right, Luscious? Luscious just kind of stares, but his gaze sort of softens, kind of. And yeah, after that, Al just gathers all of his things, inside of the basket and everything, and
Beck helps him with like putting stuff away, and then waves goodbye as he walks away.
yeah, and yeah, he promises that he's going to drink more of the infusion and everything. And yeah, After that, you just see them walk away to go back to the lab. So
Baek
yeah,
watches as they disappear and then turns back around and then goes, "Now what?" Kind of looking like they're kind of torn between staying here and wanting to go to the library.
mm. Well, if you have some things you want to do today, you can do some stuff. Uh,
In that
Otherwise,
case,
yes,
I'm going to the library.
she be going to the
I want to
library.
spend my holiday at the library.
Da, da, da. Yeah, you're going to the library. Woo! When I kind of want to ask you to do a perception check, but also like you did a nat 20. So
Well, that
like
was earlier at
true.
the.
So maybe do me another perception check as you're walking back towards the bus.
Rolling dice. Oh my goodness. Natural 19.
Damn.
Perception. I'm only a +2 to that, so that is 21.
Only only 21. I'm sorry, you see nothing.
I can see all into the past, present, and future.
Basically, what happens is that you're just walking back and you go towards the normal like vegetation. You're about to be back on the road with like all the pillars with their flame at the top to guide back towards the main campus. When you notice someone, a fellow student that is on the banks of Sedgemoor, and they are seeming to search the bog for something. Probably a plant, as you can see that she seems to outreach her hand a bit forward to try to grasp at it. It it seems some kind of weird kind of a plant with like big big blue leaves sort of, and that seems to kind of glow, and she really seems really hard to do that until she slips.
I am going after them to try to catch them.
All right, do me an athletic check.
Athletics. Oh boy, no!
Your downfall.
Why am I not proficient in it? Oops, fell off. Natural 19, and I have no modifiers to add to it for athletics.
Damn.
I am going to keep on rolling this dice until I get a bad number. Oh my goodness.
This is beautiful.
I've
Alright.
I've been away from D&D for far too long that all my luck decided to just stockpile for today.
This is beautiful. You really like run over like right away as if your instincts took over your body, and you quickly like take a hold of her hand and just kind of find a strength that you never thought you really had and yeet her towards you, and you both kind of just like fall kind of to together. You're able to be a bit more stable, as in you're able to stick a bit upright. Meanwhile, she's literally like slumped a bit like against you sometimes, somewhat, she has like kind of weird like she's a human. She has like a green bun hair, like hair, in a bun, in like two buns actually, and she has like small glasses that when she actually like gets away from you, she actually like readjusts them. It's like, oh, sorry. Did I wasn't paying attention. What just happened?
Beck pulls out his sheet of paper and writes, "You almost fell in."
She looks back towards the the actual part where she almost fell in and everything. She looks back at the plant. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was looking for this plant. Just right here. Oh, well, th- thank you, I guess.
Back then writes down, I can help you get that flower.
Oh, really? Well, that
She
would be nice.
she nods her hand, and then you watch as she kind of like focuses on her own hand. Uh, and then you watch as like she kind of gestures, and you watch as a skeletal tabaxi hand with kind of like what looks like flowers, kind of like circle entwined with the skeletal hand. As I cast Mage Hand,
Mm.
and I make it drift over to the flower, pluck it up, and then just float back. And I grab it from the skeletal hand, and you watch as the skeletal hand just kind of like a windblown effect of like scattering petals as it uh, despawns, and
Mm.
that kind of hands it over.
Before taking it into her hands, she just kind of claps like, "Oh!" Like pretty excitedly, well, as excitedly as she can muster, because honestly, she's a bit apathetic, you know? Kinda. She seems extremely tired, kind of, but like as if it's permanent, as if she's just always like that. And she takes it and is like, "Ah, well, thank you very much, kind stranger. Uh, what is your name? My name is Larine. It's pleasure to meet you."
Alright.
I'm gonna type the name.
Okay. Beck pulls out their sheet of paper, which kind of rips in half as she's like pulling it up, and she's like, "Oh!" And then she puts it. And she kind of tries to put it back together, just like holding it,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write a new one," kind of deal, because it's just old. She used prestidigitation on it many times, but for some reason, it can never stay clean.
Man, that's kind of a mood. Yeah, wait, I'm gonna post this thing. Yeah, this way. Boop. Yeah, Larine Arneza. And I'm gonna post a picture too. Yeneb.
Ah,
Don't worry, it's not 2 a.m. yet. Yeah, I know the two last sessions is summaries. Yeah. It's because I'm stupid. Aww. But yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Lorraine is just thanking you, basically. Just, you know, a bit in this kind of, very overly calm stone and puts the plant inside of her bag. You would say it's a bit carelessly, but also, yeah, that just seems to be the entire thing about her, to just be a bit of an airhead. And
Beck is like
yeah.
cringing as like she's putting it into the bag, but is not gonna say anything.
Yeah, it's you can just the first look you got at this bag, like, bro, this is like so unorganized. Like, you see tons of different books that have nothing to do with one another in there. It's just, and some of them kind of have like closed, but closed with some of the pages inside, kind of folded, because when someone just doesn't really care when they close a book, they just accidentally fold it, like, or she has books with, like, kind of like soft covers, like supple covers and
Are
everything.
you trying to make me become an enemy of this girl, or are you just trying to just get under my skin with this
No.
character? Oh my
No,
goodness.
I'm just doing characterization.
Uh,
I'm just trying to make sure that she's a fucking hairhead.
I already got that, but the books. No,
I'm going farther than that. Anyway, she
no.
just. It's
Don't.
fine. You don't see that too long, thankfully. Because she quickly closes her bag and puts it back, like, on her back. Yeah. That's how we talk. Well, thank you very much. Well, I think I better be off. I do have a friend that asked me to go there. But that was really swell to see you here. And well, if you need some help or something, just do let me know, I guess.
Sorry, I'm dying from cringe right now. Uh. Okay. Like, just. No, politely. Oh man. You are killing me with this character. Oh man.
Yeah, she don't care about anything. Go.
Oh, no. Her speech pattern. No. Oh well. She's a person.
Are you going to show your discontentment about the fact about all of that, or are you just going to, like, just shut it and just not do anything and just
I
be like,
am shutting this relationship and moving on. If we meet again, we meet again, but I am not taking a step forwards or backwards. I am going to remain neutral with this person,
yeah,
even if it's gonna kill me.
yeah. After that, she leaves. She, like, just waves very lazily towards you, and promptly walks into a tree before, just rubbing her forehead and putting back her glasses properly, realizing that, yeah, this is not the way to go, and just goes another way, where you can see a bit of flash of, like, a blue kind of going there, where you can see another person, um, that has, like, some kind of, like, weird kind of magic of, like, in front of her and everything, and the two of them are discussing and everything. So, yeah, it seems to be, you know, it seems to be safe to finally freaking walk away.
Beck is just turning around. I like me as the player is dying from cringe. I don't know what Beck is thinking about this because I am too busy just oh boy.
I knew that talking about the soft covers being, like, with all the paper inside folded in half or like something like that, the covers all bended. I just knew it would evoke cringe because it does with me. Because some of my books ended up like that somehow.
I know, but I did her speech pattern. I didn't think that was going to be the part that I would read the most about this NPC. I was like, oh yay, time to meet a nice NPC. Well, nice seeing you. Bye. Oh lord.
Yeah, she just
Okay.
speaks very indifferently.
Please, no, wait.
Let's
I'm
fucking
getting a
go.
bad taste in my mouth. That's how I know it's really bad.
I don't know if I should take it well or take it badly, honestly, but it's fine. I'll
No,
take it
great,
well.
great display of character for your part. I just don't like this character. Let me see. Okay.
Honestly, that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
Like,
Moving on.
it's gonna be one of those rare occasions where she's gonna be +1 with you, and you're like -1 with her.
We're lovers. What? No! 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 She's denying our relationship. It's so cute. And Becky's over here like 10 feet away, just has a wall up and is just looking everywhere but at her.
Damn. Like, oh my god. This is beautiful.
No, please don't.
With
I mean, it's whatever. Anyways,
this idea of cringe, you're going to the library.
yes, I'm gonna go escape reality into a place that can respect books.
Honestly, good thing, good call. You go back to the guide, yeah. You're going back there. It's finally escaping from this cruel world, this very cruel world. It takes quite a time, you know, to go to the bus and everything, but hey, at least you're getting there. You see people who are you see a lot of people like, you know, on the bus. They're mostly, well, they're not exactly students. They don't really wear the actual, you know, uniform. They actually wear, well, civilian clothes. You haven't met a lot of people that are like, you know, civilians around here. But I mean, technically, this is a college town, kind of, where there are people just who, you know, live their everyday life here because they just, well, happen to live here. With a bunch of people who own a couple of shops, this sort of thing. And just, yeah, happen to be on this realm right next to the university because they thought, hey, this is safer. It is safer than to live in the middle of the forest somewhere. So yeah, you do see like a couple elves in the middle wearing like some fancy clothes. Some humans, including one that is kind of with like a, you know, skeletal face, sort of, and pretty messy stubble, just looking at some kind of jewel, something like that. And it's kind of the first time you really notice the fact that, you know, non-students actually are around here.
Interesting.
But yeah, at some point you finally arrive, everyone kind of gets off and gets back to their normal activities. The campus is just as usual, you know, filled to the brim with activity. You enter the actual, well, library, so the Biblioplex. And what are you looking for today? Well, what do you want to read?
Beck is going to do more research about different types of plagues.
Mm-hmm. All right. As usual, you know, each time you think about like a book or something, each time you always have, you know, this voice in your head from the illithid, you know, librarian, who is just, you know, giving you the references to the right book, at which shelf and everything to find them. It for this reason, it's very easy for you to find the part where, concerning plagues and sort of thing. And yeah, you just kind of, do you want to maybe go outside, in the, in like the garden, like the book garden? Or something?
What?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Why not?
All right. You get outside with your newfound book, and actually, when you get out and start, reading on your bench, you notice that it is quite empty, apart from, the people of the Horticulture Club that are around here. Apparently, there might have been a very small meeting, like, on this day.
Oops.
Well, not exactly oops, because you're part of it, so it's all fine.
Oh, like, did I not miss it, or?
I mean, you missed it last week, but I think you probably, like, gave them a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, they're not gonna freaking scorn you or something. As usual, whenever you walk in, you have, Shaper, the robot, who just kinda greets you at the entrance with his usual robotic voice. Which I am not going to do because, yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, you have also you also notice Misery, the tiefling, a bit stressed because she has so much on her plate at the moment because of the whole festival thing going on. Meanwhile, you see a bit of everyone else being on a blanket in the middle of the whole terrain, and they're also having a picnic. Yeah, they're having lunch there. There is Ronan just throwing in some jokes about how her traits look more demonic than usual or something. He's eating with a club, which prompts some kind of weird debate about veganism, which he's more than happy about, throwing his 2 cents in. It's a very weird situation that you find yourself in, but decide to just maybe read your book and just you just have the random conversation just in the background. Yeah, basically this whole conversation is just kind of apparently the whole lunch, from what you understand, has been prompted by just Ronan starting to eat and just being indignated when everyone started staring at him like, "What? I didn't get to eat this morning. You guys never seen a man eat salad?" While Urzmak, the orc is like, "Actually, it is called lettuce." Meanwhile, Rhea is having a big talk about how eating animals is wrong. And,
Oh no.
the usual veganism kind of thing,
That kind of looks left and right, kind of like scoots away from them a little bit.
Like,
Just
how can you,
to be subtle.
like, how can you even eat, like, like actual living beings that on top of that look like a lot of, humanoid races that we actually know as friends? Like, this is just boggling my mind right now.
Pulls out a rabbit and starts eating it. No.
And something like that, because Althea and Envy are both eating meat in their sandwiches, because she's that kind of bitch. She just tries to guilt people, and that's when Ronan, who unknowingly apparently is he's a freaking superhero, just swoops in and is like, "I mean, well, I hear my little scream in agony whenever I munch on it, and you're not seeing me complain now, do you? Stupid snowflakes in their made-up issues. Just like people just fucking enjoy their meals." Like, bro, I'm raised and born vegan, and even I think that pig's so fucking delicious. No offense, Earthmac Talk. Earthmac Talk is very confused because none taken? And Ronan is like, Shit, then I did my job wrong, because I meant full offense to you, actually. Dog is still very confused on why he would be called a pig. Because, like, he's not a pig man, he's like an orc. And then his brain finally catches on the fact that a lot of people compare, orcs to pigs, and he just... Ah. It's a whole mess. I'm sorry, Neville. Apparently, Grace from a long distance is offended. Oh my god. Somehow the whole atmosphere is still kind of cheery. You do have Althea, so she's an elf who is she's a bit just laying down and a bit lazily like sprawled around with a bit like a starfish. She's a bit in position where she's just like a starfish on the blankie, and just playing with some leaves that are around there, and just laughing around, and just everyone is having a lot of fun, honestly. Well, that is until you guys notice someone that you guys never noticed was there before. As in, you notice Grace's roommate, Ravaleth, who apparently is a member of the Horticulture Club, who is just in a corner. Sometimes he is in a bit of a corner, of the room. Well, of the garden, I suppose. And here, you finally notice him on top of one of the statues that are, a bit in the middle of the garden.
Is he perched like a bird?
He is. He very much is.
Yes.
He's perched like a bird, and he has on his arm his own bird perched on him like a bird.
Bird meta.
Yeah, your boy is a plant guy. Yes, Neville. He is a plant guy. He actually even talks to plants and stuff. It's cute. And he kind of just, points towards some place, trying to compel others to, look at what he's looking, which takes a lot of, effort, since Ronan kind of takes that as the first freaking opportunity to just make fun of him for that. Like, go on, big man. Use your big words over here. Come on, just squawk it out. Seriously. And I thought that crows were intelligent or something. Damn. Meanwhile, Ravaleth is just, struggling to just, I'm so happy I'm able to offend so many people in one conversation. He continues to point insistently towards the, a part of the garden. Perception check, Baek?
There we go. That is 8.
Honestly, it takes quite some time for you guys to even like think about looking in the direction. Like the first thing you want to, like the first thing that everyone is doing is just to reprimand Ronan about the language, because holy crap, like literally play nice. Like he has feelings, And it kind of devolves in a bit of an argument until finally Shaper decides to go and look at what he's pointing at. No one really took him seriously, but finally, Ravaleth just kind of gets out of his perch and forces everyone to come with him by, kind of getting everyone to, pushing them towards the place. And that's when you guys see behind the main plot of land some traces of black liquid.
Oh no.
Yeah, he can't communicate it properly, but he kind of like tries to make a gesture, kind of a weird gesture with his hands.
Since
And
I know sign language, would this like would I be able to understand some of this gestures?
intelligence check?
Okay, I guess I need to stop rolling that dice now. Intelligence?
I would say with advantage because you have you do have like a knowledge of sign language.
Okay. A little bit better. 11.
Well,
I rolled a 3 earlier.
yeah, it's better. Um, well, obviously he's not doing sign language. Obviously that's not what he's doing. But like you can sort of understand from the gestures he's doing and the brief words sometimes that he says that he saw someone come like this way and he points towards like the Biblioplex entry and he must have scared them off or something. To which like you have a Ronan like, scoffing about the fact that literally a scarecrow could scare him or something like that no one would ever be scared of a guy like him. And Althea just kind of, punches him in the arm. And he deserves it. Shaper kneels down and, touches the black liquid with his fingertips and proceeds to put the fingertip inside of his mouth to taste it. To which
No.
everyone answers with fucking gross.
Do
And-
I recognize this stuff?
Well, that's the thing. Shaper just kind of starts to rattle a list of ingredients. Like, potassium, dihydrogen, diatoms, ostimaphotites, chrysothrist chlorina, cypress bark, platinum dust, chalk, sodium, refined bear oil, giant bee wax, turpentine, oleogen, magicis pulveris, paludis aquae, and monstrum oleum.
For a second, I thought he was starting to ascend, like, and just like it starts floating as he's like listing off all the ingredients, and then when he's done, just floats back down and just lands onto the ground.
That would be cool. But no, he just kind of randomly says all of that. Ronan just kind of goes, can someone translate what the hell the tin can just said? Meanwhile, Thea is just, sounds like some ingredients, but for what? And that's when the answer is there when Erzmak Talk just decides to take off his book and just flips through it. Eldritch Balm. But why would that be here? Now, where did that Magus' pulveris come from?
Is there enough of this stuff that I can put into a vial?
Oh yeah, sure. It's a bit, dispersed around, but yeah, you can.
I'm going to gather a vial of this Eldritch Balm.
What are you doing exactly, you weirdo?
Beck pulls out a sheet of paper and then holds up and it says research. And then underneath that it's like connections and then like a question mark and then having like a little web like underneath it to kind of like draw out the idea that there is connections with this stuff.
Oh great, conspiracy theories here. Nice.
Wait, who says this?
Ronan, he's a jerk.
Did he just compliment me? Aww. Nah.
Yeah, he meant it in a derogative way, but you know, you can take it in a good way. Yeah, you know,
So like, shoot, I wish I took notes. What does Eldritch Balm do again?
Eldritch Balm normally, Eldritch Balm basically is something that is really used on campus. It is made from the Sedgemoor labs and everything, and from the swamps water. And basically, it is kind of a distilled component that is black and a bit gooey. That basically is used to polish a lot of furniture. Uh, and basically, it makes it magic resistant. Um, it's a good thing to be able to have stuff be like, fireproof and magic proof in a school of magic. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not uncommon to find it around. The things that you guys have found like a lot of Eldritch Balm in places where, you know, stuff kind of
Yeah.
just went awry. So
Right.
apparently someone has been tempering Eldritch Balm to make stuff transform into creatures and stuff. So it's possible that this might either be, Eldritch Balm that is like, you know, tempered with, or just normal as Eldritch Balm.
Okay. Uh, in that case, okay, I have some things that I can do with this. That's good. Okay. Yeah. She's gonna gather up a vial of it and probably gonna have their roommate look at it to see what kind of Eldritch Balm it is, to see
Mhm.
whether it's the tempered or regular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At this moment, you do have someone come in. Um, it's a guy that is like brown hair, neatly slicked back, with some streaks of like white hair inside. He has a really good posture and he's looking around with interest when his eyes lay on the black components. You might have seen him sometimes around Grace, especially when you guys were like studying and stuff. For his name is Grayson. Um, he comes in and is asking what's going on, basically.
Becca waits for someone who can talk to answer him.
Yeah, yeah. People just kind of
Because they themselves don't fully understand, and they're not going to waste paper trying to.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, someone else is trying to like. Everyone's kind of trying to explain their part. It's like they don't really get it because, like, Ravaleth is the only one who actually saw everything, and he's not really gonna talk, directly because he's shy. But so basically, of course, the loudmouth of the group decides to kind of talk. But it's swiftly like cut by Urge McTalk, who decides to take the role of leader here. Well, quite obviously, apparently there was some kind of person that came in and spilled some of this Eldritch Balm all over the place. We don't quite know why this was done and if it was on purpose, but apparently from our friend here, they just fled right away at the sight of him looking at them. To this, Grayson just kind of, stops and puts, a hand on his chin. Oh, yes. I've seen him. I did not think it would be actually Eldritch Balm. It would seem that Grace and her friends were not, well, mistaken. I did see who it was. A second year. I know him quite well. I do believe that one of Grace's friend, Enterus, was it, has been coursing after him. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he's way too far now. Ronan kind of perks up at the name of Enterus, kinda, and
Oh.
seems a bit, angry and starts saying, I'm gonna go after the guy. If he's been spilling this Eldritch Balm, whatever, on our property with our plants, it is our duty to go and catch the guy. Don't you think, guys? Grayson kind of just blocks the exit. Well, I know where he is, but unfortunately, he's already way far into the Silvercore campus. We'll see to him later. Just let me go then. Like, we can just do it like right now. And it kind of starts a bit of a standoff between the two of them, where
Beck
know.
writes- Oh,
Yes?
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Beck just writes down and then shows it to Rowan, and it just says, "There's a time and place," and then it had very small words, "Vengeance."
I'm so. Did you just Professor Oak him?
It's a very popular saying with a. No, what was that? There was one game. No, it was a Pokemon game where I couldn't use this stupid item, and my father kept on saying, "Your dad always says there's a time and place for this thing." Oh yeah, where's the time and place for this thing?
That would make me
Drove me
think of Earthbound, but I'm not sure.
No, it was Ruby.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon Ruby. But
Yeah.
yes, I am. I am Professor Oakingham.
Oh my god, each and every time you want to use a bicycle, boom, Professor Oak. But it's Baek. Ronan.
It's just back with
Yeah.
like a notepad. Remember, kids, murder is murder. Unless if you don't, killing people isn't a murder if you don't get caught. Just bad advice.
Yeah, Ronan is not happy to have you butt in. He's just like, oh yeah, right, you freaking fur rug or something. Just as if you would hold all the answers and everything. Just let me go. And he pushes past you guys and just kind of runs there, even though it's useless because the guy isn't there anymore.
Beck is just gonna shrug and goes, "Whatever."
He can really be something, don't you think? It's the other elf of the group, Althea, that just kind of says that. She seems a bit, really tired actually, of all of his antics. Well, at least he's out now. But that doesn't really explain why there is this thing here. Like, isn't Eldritch Balm supposed to protect against magic or something? It's just really odd that someone would do that.
Is there a trail of this stuff?
Well, a little bit, but it just leads to the outside of the room. After that, it's Biblioplex stuff. So the person has gotten away, unfortunately.
Becca's just gonna make a mental note to check up what they're doing after this.
Well, I guess the next stop is gonna be. Didn't you say that? Yeah, actually, yeah, you didn't say it out loud. I was about to say, yeah, maybe your roommate can help us, but you didn't say it out loud. So
Yeah.
Well, writing it more like.
Playing a mute character only gives me excuses to get away with stuff.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. After
But
that,
yeah.
the club kind of disperses because they wanted to clear about the the place so that they could go investigate a bit further. So unfortunately, your nice little time at the Biblioplex has been a bit cut short because of that.
First, you whoever did the Eldritch Blood and Rowan. Well, at least
Uh,
Rowan is getting better.
Yeah, Ronan will get a glow up at some point.
Just
Like-
not today.
Right
Alright,
now,
but yeah,
he still sucks. Yeah.
After the Biblioplex, Beck is just gonna be kind of like can't stop thinking about like the Eldritch Balm, and then goes like to their dorm room and waits for their roommate or meet their roommate if they're already there.
Yeah, he was about Klaus was about to like come back in, so you guys could just kind of meet in the hallways. Oh, there you are. Could you please open the door for me? I kind of have my arms full. He says as he has like a ton of little vials and everything on him.
Beck opens up the door for him.
Ah, thanks. That's very nice. Oh, someone actually left a letter for you, I'm quite sure. It is on your desk, if I am not mistaken.
Beck kind of nods and then starts heading over, then stops and then pulls out the Eldritch Balm and then writes out a note that says, "Could you check what this is?"
Oh, sure. Isn't it one of those Eldritch Balm, well, little vials that you already gave me some time ago?
Beck then writes down, "Wanted to check to see if it's tempered or regular."
Right. Cute. That's your choice right there. Well, it shouldn't take me too long, as it is possibly a very similar sample. He quickly gets to work, he puts down like his microscope and everything, and puts a very small drop of the sample on some, very thin glass and everything. He checks it, and with the greatest the greatest care. Well, it does seem that the samples are quite identical. I would say that, yes, it did seem to have been tampered with. Did it do anything to, well, what it to contact with?
Oh, sorry. I zoned out there for a second. Could you repeat?
Did it do anything to what came in contact with it?
Beck just shakes her head no.
Well, maybe it did not find anything particular to latch onto, because it does seem to have been tempered. But the magic in and of itself seems really weak. So it is also possible that the actual magic of it all has been, well, drained in some way. Maybe the person that put it there was not quick enough, as if untrained. That could be a possibility indeed.
Beck then writes out on another sheet of paper. So you have to be trained to apply this stuff?
Well, I suppose for the tempered stuff. Let's just say that it seems that this tempered Eldritch Balm has a very set amount of time before the magical elements fizzle out. So maybe as a way to, well, hide the fact that it has been tempered with. Someone who is very inexperienced with actually putting it might wait a bit too long, and thus this does not have a lot of power in of itself. It must be, well, a rookie, maybe of one of these, well, this group I talked to you about.
Beck then kind of just like thinks that over for a while. What was the group that you mentioned before?
He didn't really say the name, it was a group that possibly could have been trying to destroy the school or something like that, or actually,
Oh yeah.
something like that.
Right. Forgot about that.
Don't worry.
Anonymous badgers. That's what we'll call them for now. Honey badgers. uh, like mulling it over, then turn their attention to the letter, and I open it.
It is it is quite quickly a letter that tells you about your home. It is from your, family and everything, just asking for you to come back home for some time for their some well business that they would like to attend to with you, and that it has to be in person, unfortunately. That you'll be back in, you know, about 2 weeks or so, if everything goes according to plan.
Sorry, I am so sorry. I've been zoning out a lot. Can you please repeat?
Basically, it's just a letter telling you why you were not here for the last few sessions.
Okay, so it's basically saying come help out the village kind of deal.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Beck just after reading the letter, kind of like crumples it a little bit, and then just gives a huge sigh, and then starts packing a bunch of her stuff.
Um, might may I know what you are doing?
Beck writes down on a sheet of paper and then kind of like hands it to the roommate, saying, "I am needed back at home for a while."
Oh, well, that is quite unfortunate. Well, I will take care of the dorms then. You shall find them just as clean as they used to be then.
You watch as like she's starting to like getting ready to put in a potted plant, and then just stops and then kind of looks at it, and then writes down, "Will you water the plants for me?"
Of course I will.
She
Of
thinks about it for a moment, and then she goes, "Okay," and then she puts it back.
Yes, it is all safe with me. Just have some safe travels. All right?
She kind of nods, but like she's like busily taking down a lot of notes that she has on a certain subject, and like
Hmm.
making sure that it's all there and pull it up. A lot of like the other stuff, like like skeletal and muscle features of like different races is kind of still left up, but she takes down like only a few sheets here and there, but like most of it is from a certain subject, and she tucks it away. She's like going through a mental note of like things that she needs and knows, and then she goes into kind of like a private area, and then comes out in her green uniform with
Hmm.
the like doctor's mask ready.
Hmm. Ready as you'll ever be. After
Yep.
that, well, you just kind of go back the way you went. You explain your situation to the faculty, mostly to Sharpbeak, the orientation professor, that is well quite, she's sympathetic to all of it, and tells you that it will be absolutely no problem, and guides you towards the entryway where you will be guided home very very swiftly. And it is looking back at the gate and thinking about when you'll be back that we are going to actually end the session there. That was the mini session, man.
Hey.
Hey. I did say it was gonna be like 2 hours, something like that. Well, I was right.
No, that's fair.
So yeah, it was like I actually somehow introduced like a lot of kind of story stuff, but of course, like some of it is less impactful, kinda, uh, because some people here do have some answers. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah, just to explain to you what you missed, kind of. So there was the festival that went on, and some. So the play went well until they got attacked by some black pudding.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow they turned it around to make it look like it was all according to Keikaku,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
was a big success actually.
nice.
God damn it.
Question:
Yes.
do I get to level up?
Yes, you do. You're level 3 now.
Oh man, I was over here thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like based on like what's happening at home RP, but no, I still appreciate this. Um, shoot, how much XP do I need to give myself to become
Nebel
level
currently
3?
has it, so she's gonna give it. Don't worry.
Actually, no, I got it. I'll just set it. Actually, I think he just. Let's do it. There we
1,015 in
go.
total.
That works. A 1,015 total.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So that's not the XP you add, it's like what we have.
yeah,
Okay.
in total.
Yeah, because level 3 only gives me 900.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I mean, I did think of maybe having a home, but a home in RP. The problem is that I already had written stuff for like the during exam RP. Um, and like there were some bit of story elements that I wanted to introduce. So yeah, it's there. And I thought, yeah, you know what? We'll have time for like at home RP during the summer break. So yeah.
Okay. But yeah, now I finally get to choose. No, wait, I already got it. Oh, I got it when I was second level. Oh,
So yeah, and I do think I told you last session, like, basically, they interrogated the one guy that escaped, that placed the Eldritch Balm inside of the Horticulture Club. Yeah, the guy got, they actually were able to track him down with Grayson, and basically, they found out that he was working for, well, the organization. This, well, he was just trying to enter it, but as a bit of a test.
ah.
God damn it, Nibble.
So, what spells can I learn?
Hmm. Honestly, I'd say you can learn about any, even though I would probably say that you have maybe a bit of a, preference for like stuff that, you were actually like looking for. So like such as, spells about necromancy or like plants in general, like, you know, or, anything that makes sense, honestly. Like I'm gonna let you like just take whatever you think makes sense for your character and for what she studied mainly. Uh, but yeah. Oh, also they were able to track down like where they put the Eldritch Balm, which was in a mansion. And for that they entered like a fraternity and everything, so that was something. And yeah, now next session they will be fighting a monster they created themselves by accident, so that's gonna be fun.
All right.
But yeah, that's basically it. I hope that at least it puts you a bit more inside of the loop. Yeah, I do remember it was something, Neb. It was really something. Bro, they really put Eldritch Balm like right next to like a freaking like doll. Like as if you're not asking for bad stuff to happen.
Oh right, I keep on forgetting that.
And yeah, Nabul,
When I
I
join this,
absolutely
that's
live for Ronan bullying my own PCs. Ronan bullying Ravaleth is like, man. Well, yeah, Ronan is meant to be an absolute, like, cunt, and I need to live through with that. Though honestly, the more I play with Ravaleth, the more I'm like, bro, I need to play as him one day. Like, so much. Socially awkward ranger.